Skinny girls weak, them hoes don't compare. Junk in the trunk looking like 2 pairs. Woo, got me hotter than a sauna. Ass so fat, make me wanna thank your mama. Ass so fat, I think I need a lap dance. Ass so fat, about to pop out of them pants.
Okay, you guys, so I'm making a lot because this is for work. So right here I have a cookie sheet lined with tinfoil, and I have a tinfoil pan. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and spray this with some nonstick spray. Okay, so here are the potatoes that I'm using. As you can see, I got like quite a few bags because this is like I'm making a lot for work. I have an event tomorrow. So I got these from Walmart. As you can see, they're great value. If you're doing like a small batch, you'd only need like 1 or 2 bags of these. But the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put these in the oven, and I'm going to just you know, cook them some and crisp them up. You could fry them, but the gravy that I'm making has like the oil and stuff in it, so I don't want to add oil to it. So yeah, I'm gonna start cooking some of these potatoes, and that's gonna be the bottom layer of our casserole. So this is the third bag. I'm going to put half of this into this one and half of the bag into this one. Okay, so as you guys can see, these O'Brien potatoes are pretty much just the diced potatoes, some onions and peppers. There's no seasoning at all. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of olive oil and I'm going to drizzle this just to make sure they get nice and crisp, not too much. That looks pretty good. Next, I'm going to season these potatoes with some adobo. I want to make sure every layer of my casserole is flavorful. Okay. Now I'm going to add a packet of sazon. I'm using half in each. This is just for flavor and some color. And lastly, I'm going to grind some fresh black pepper on top of these. So now we're going to go ahead and just mix this up some and make sure, you know, the potatoes are coated with the oil and the seasoning. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and throw these in the oven for about 20 minutes. I have my oven at 375. And we're going to go ahead and just, you know, cook these off uncovered until they're nice and crispy. Okay, you guys, so I have my first batch of potatoes done. I'm working on the second pan now. Over here, I'm starting to brown the sausage. I started it already because I gotta make a lot, and I don't want this video to be super duper long. But these are the mild Parks sausages. I think these are the best one for this kind of thing. You want to have the loose sausage that you could break up like hamburger meat. So in the pan already, in the pot already, I have 5 of these in here. Of course, you're not going to do as big of a batch as me, so you'll probably only use 1 and 2 bags of the potatoes. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and brown up these sausages. I'm not going to add any seasoning to this because they're pretty salty. But I'm going to brown these up, and I'm not going to drain it because the fat that is going to come from this, I'm going to use to make the gravy. So let's go on and brown these up. Okay, guys, so this is coming along good. I'm gonna let this brown some more. I got the second pan of potatoes done, so we just really waiting on the sausage. So yeah, just gonna keep on browning this some more. Oh, you guys, if you guys wanted to add scrambled eggs to this too, You could scramble up some eggs and layer some eggs on top of this before you do the sausage and gravy. So I'm not adding eggs because I'm doing the egg dish too separate. But if you wanted to, you can totally add some scrambled eggs to this. Okay, you guys, so this looks really good. I'm gonna go ahead and take out like half of this meat just so you guys could see better, because this is kind of a lot. When you're doing yours, it's not gonna be this much, so I need to really guesstimate like how much grease is in the pan. So I'm gonna go take some out. Okay, so this looks good. I have like a little more than half the meat out. Here is pan number 1. I'll just put the meat on top of the potatoes, the sausages. Here is pan number 2. I did the same thing. So now, you see all these pan drippings right here? Since I'm making a big thing of gravy, I'm gonna leave it. Now, let me show you how I make my gravy. Okay, so here to this oil, I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. About this much. If you're doing a smaller portion, of course, you just use 1. Now we're gonna go ahead and mix this flour into the fat. And what you want is like a crumbly kind of texture, like this. This looks good. I find that when you do it this way, you don't get the lumps. So, that looks really, really good. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cook this flour in the oil for like a minute. So you guys, I went ahead and added some more flour. This is the texture you want when you're doing it. You don't want it too loose. So with how much ever flour it takes to get to this, that's what you want. So now I'm gonna add some whole milk. I'm making a big one, so I'm putting practically a gallon of milk in mine. So I had a gallon of milk, and like this is all that's left out the gallon. So, but I'm making a really big batch. So we're going to go ahead and stir this and bring this to a low simmer, and then I'll be back. Okay, you guys, so I let this come to a nice simmer. As you can see, look at my gravy starting to come together. Y'all see that? OMG. Look at that. This is like the perfect texture right here. So let's season this up. First, we're gonna add some black pepper. Lately, you guys, if I haven't been using a fresh ground pepper, I've been using this one from Grace because it's nice and like a bigger ground. So I'm putting a lot of pepper because this is a lot of gravy. Next, I'm gonna put a little bit of garlic powder, just a little bit. Some Mediterranean fine sea salt. You guys, so make sure you taste your gravy. I just tasted it, and the seasonings are on point. Look at that homemade sausage gravy, you guys. I turned the fire off because I like this consistency. Look at that. Perfect. Look at this gravy. Look at that. We made that from scratch. Homemade milky sausage gravy. So right now, you guys, the fire is off because we do not want this to get any thicker right now. So one more time for this beautiful homemade sausage gravy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna ladle this gravy just all over the top of this sausage and potatoes. Okay, you guys, so we have the gravy on the casseroles. Yum. Now we're gonna let this cool off for like, I don't know, like 10-15 minutes. And we're gonna move on to the next step. Okay, y'all, so I have 5 cans of these jumbo buttermilk biscuits. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut them into 4s and then layer those on the top of the casserole. Okay, you guys, so I covered the casseroles with the cut up buttermilk biscuits. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna let these chill until I'm ready to throw them in the oven. So once I'm ready to throw them in the oven, I'll come back. So you guys, the sausage gravy biscuit casserole going in the oven at 375. Pretty much until the biscuits are brown and the gravy is bubbly. You guys, so here is my casserole out the oven. Yum, yum, yum. Ooh, look at that. Huh? Look at that right there. Yum, yum, yum. You guys, this freaking sausage gravy biscuit casserole, OMG, I don't even know what to call it. I'm gonna call it the breakfast casserole. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but y'all, this thing is so freaking good, y'all. Wow. You can add eggs to these. This right here is so freaking flavorful. It's so good. Yo, I've had so many people come up to me today telling me how much they love this casserole right here. So good.